All right, so now the fun part. Or maybe you don't find data cleanup that fun, but some actuaries do. It's part of the job. It's important that we clean up our data so we don't have garbage in and garbage out into our models. So let's first talk about this top row, the column headings or the field headings. Notice that claim number has a space in there, and so does policy number, and a lot of these just have spaces. So what I would like you to do, and hopefully you did this, is maybe replace the spaces with underscores so it's a connected string here. And in my claim listings clean, I just simply made a copy of this, and I have my clean, and here are my new field headers. All right, so that was one task. You know, the other task was going about looking at the data and cleaning up anything you see. So this is a pretty small data set. In the real world, it's probably going to be a lot larger data set, and it'll be harder to clean up your data. So if you could clean up your data in how it's being entered or anything like that, having some rules, then it'll help you a lot. But in this case, we're going to clean up the data as it is. So what you could do is you could just scan through here, and highlighted in yellow are things I purposely put in here that hopefully you found some nuggets for you. So this policy number 1 guy, if I filter on policy 1, we could really see his name is John Smith. So it shouldn't be John Smith Smith or John Smith Smith. So those are two cells that we want to fix. And on my clean, you can see that there's just Smith here, John Smith, and then John Smith there. Let's turn off our filter. And looking at the dates columns, incurred date, we see this date in front of here, and then these pound signs in the front and the back of 7/1/2018. Obviously, that's not the format we want, so we want to go ahead and clean that up and just make it a regular date. Also, kind of the same deal in the reported date field. You got a pound sign, and you got a date here, so just take those off, remove those, and clean up your data. Finally, in the claim amount column, I have something like $4.95 and 0 cents. Obviously, we just want to put $4.95 so we can analyze this data. And then over here, this is a pretty large claim, $10,000, and it's claim code 1. This is probably really hard to see, but if I filter on claim code, I can see that ones have a cost of $100, $150, 101, 95, 100. Definitely not 10,000. So it's probably a data error. It's probably 100.00 or $100. And that's something you would verify, but I'm going to have you make that change and change that to $100 there. All right, so once you've made those changes, make sure you go in your documentation tab and explain some of your data cleanup procedures. What did you do? And I put those here, three simple sentences on what we're talking about, what we did on the data cleanup. And again, I want to emphasize this again. Usually you have your raw data, and if you're going to do some data manipulation in Excel, I really encourage you to make a copy of your raw data, name it something else, and then do your work in here. So you always have your raw data ready, available if you need to. All right, I hope you learned a lot. Very simple concepts, but very important for an actuary's line of work. Let's move on to the next video solution on summarizing our new clean data.